Welcome to Freaky Fives. On today's video, we'll be exploring 5 grim pieces of lost media. To elaborate, a piece of media becomes lost when it cannot be found, even in the digital age. There are lost songs, lost albums, lost movies, and even lost video games. So without further ado, let's get to the list, with my commentary at the end of each segment. Number 5. The Owen Hart Death Video. May 23, 1999. Wrestler Owen Hart waited above the ring to be lowered in. It was WWF Over the Edge 1999. If you were at home watching, you saw an interview with the Blue Blazer. But if you were in the audience in Kansas City, Missouri, you saw the moment when the quick-release clip on Hart's harness malfunctioned, and he fell almost 80 feet. His chest hit the top rope, and he was thrown into the ring. Hart later died in the hospital. Both his fall and the announcement of his death were made live during the pay-per-view event. In footage from the event, you can see the broken wrestling ring and a blood stain. The footage of Hart's fall is housed in the WWE archive in Stamford, Connecticut, with the label, "Never destroy, view, or duplicate." The WWE network shows the event in syndication, but the report of Hart's death has been edited out. This one is... I've heard a lot about this one, and back in 1999, around then, I actually used to watch wrestling, but thankfully I didn't see this. I've heard that some people on the internet have actually seen this footage or were watching at that time, and given that it was 1999, I'm sure that recordings of it exist somewhere. This one, I'm kind of glad it's lost. Yeah, it's depressing, really. Number 4. The Grizzly Man Death Audio. October 5th, 2003. Tim Treadwell loved bears. He loved them so much that he lived amongst them every summer for 13 years. Treadwell set up his early camp each summer in a national park on the Katmai Coast in Alaska. He saw the same bears year after year, and he gave some of them names. In his mind, he had built a relationship with them. Sometimes he could get close to them, and this made him think that they recognized him too. Park rangers were opposed to Treadwell's actions. He received citations for improperly storing food and camping in an area longer than was allowed. Rangers felt it was only a matter of time before Treadwell was attacked or killed by a bear. Bear attacks are rare, and a bear eating a human is almost unheard of. They'll often bluff or retreat when they see people. Bears usually only attack when they feel threatened, or when protecting their cubs or food supply. Late each summer, Treadwell moved to Kaflia Bay. He filmed and took a lot of photos there. The summer of 2003 was different. As the season ended and the bears were preparing for hibernation, Treadwell was not at Kaflia Bay alone. His girlfriend, Amy Huguenard, was with him. Huguenard enjoyed the outdoors, but wasn't as interested in the bears as Treadwell. She was afraid of them. The couple got ready to go home in mid-October. Some bears had already gone into hibernation, and those that hadn't were scouting for food to survive the winter months. There was little food left, and bears get aggressive at that time of year. Just before getting on the plane to go home to California, Treadwell told Huguenard that he was upset at not seeing his favorite bear before they left. The couple decided at the last minute to postpone their flight for a week. This would prove fatal. On their last night in Kaflia Bay, with the camera rolling in the tent, Treadwell left his tent to scare off a bear that had come into their campsite. He was attacked. Huguenard can be heard on the film telling him to play dead, and when that didn't work, to fight back. The camera rolled with the lens cap on for 6 minutes, while Treadwell was killed by the thing he loved more than anything else in the world. Huguenard was also killed. When the pilot came to pick up the two the next morning, he encountered a large, angry bear in their camp. Parts of Treadwell and Huguenot were found. 2 bears were killed during the search, and human body parts were found in the stomach of one. The other bear was consumed by wildlife before it could be examined. Filmmaker Werner Herzog directed Grizzly Man in 2005, a documentary based on Timothy Treadwell's life. In the film, he is seen listening to the audio from that night. It is now in possession of Treadwell's ex-girlfriend. She's never listened to it. After hearing it for himself, Herzog advised her not to. An audio recording was released that was claimed to be authentic. It's been proven false. A transcript of the tape can be found online, but the original has never been released to public. Tim Treadwell. Okay, this one is pretty disturbing if you think about it. Yeah, Tim Treadwell actually went on David Letterman a couple years before he was killed by the grizzly bears, and David Letterman says, and I quote, "Is it gonna happen that one day we read a news article about you being eaten by these bears?" And to watch that in retrospect is just... ugh. And I don't know about you guys, but I mean, bears just... they are terrifying to me. Has anybody out here ever encountered a bear? Has anybody out here listening ever survived a bear attack, or do they know someone who was attacked by a bear or something like that? If so, let me know in the comments, because I think that encounters with grizzly bears can be some of the most terrifying things that can really happen. I mean, ugh. And as for the audio, again, just something about that, someone getting eaten alive by a bear and dying. Ugh, I just don't want to hear that. So again, I'm glad this one's never been released. That's gonna be something you'll probably notice in this list, is that I really don't want to hear or see these things. Number 3. The Muse/Brands Cannibalism Tape. March 9th, 2001. Bernd Brands traveled from Berlin, Germany to Rottenburg to meet Armin Muse. The two had been chatting online on a forum for cannibals. Muse had been obsessed with eating another person since childhood. He placed an ad on the internet looking for someone who wished to be eaten. Brands responded. The men met at Muse's home, ate dinner, and had sex. In preparation for the real reason Brands was there, he took 20 sleeping pills and drank some alcohol. Then Muse cut his penis off. Muse tried to eat it, but it was too chewy, so he cooked it, but it burned. Eventually, Muse just fed it to the dog. He ran Brands a bath. While Brands soaked, Muse read a book and checked on him regularly. Early the next morning, Muse stabbed Brands in the back, killing him. He chopped up Brands' body and stored it in the freezer. He buried the skull. Between March and December, Muse ate approximately 44 pounds of Brands. In December, someone called the police and directed them to the ad that Muse had posted. Police investigated on December 10th. They found a portion of Brands' body in the freezer and 4 hours of video showing the events of the evening. Muse was arrested and tried for murder. The prosecution in the case had a difficult time. For one, cannibalism is not illegal in Germany. They were able to try him for murder for sexual pleasure and disturbing the peace of the dead. Secondly, the video clearly shows Brands consenting to being killed and consumed by Muse multiple times throughout the recording. The video was shown to jurors in court. Some needed therapy after the trial. There were screenshots of the internet that some have claimed to be from the video, but none have ever been confirmed. This video has never been released to the public. Muse was sentenced to life in prison in 2006. Okay, first of all, why isn't cannibalism illegal in Germany? I mean, like, really. And secondly, man, I would hate to be on that jury to have to see that. That's gross. What do you guys think? Do you think that despite the fact that it was, I guess, consensual, that it should be okay to kill and cannibalize somebody? I highly doubt that you guys do think that, but if you do, I mean, it'll be interesting to hear why. Anyways, yet again, another piece of video I don't want to see. Number 2. Christine Chubbuck on-air suicide. July 15, 1974. 29-year-old Christine Chubbuck showed up at the Florida television station where she worked. It was like any other day. Her coworkers noted that she was in a very good mood. Chubbuck had her bag of puppets with her. She made the puppets herself and used them in puppet shows for mentally handicapped children in the local hospital, and sometimes on her morning show. She told the technical director that she would like to start her show, Suncoast Digest, a little differently that morning. Normally, the show began with an interview of a local businessman or politician, but she was going to start that morning with a news report. Chubbuck opened the show with 3 national news stories, followed by a report of a local shooting from the weekend before. The accompanying video failed to play. Chubbuck was a little high-strung, but she worked hard and wanted her show to be the best that it could be. Normally, if there was a technical issue or something didn't go right, Chubbuck would have been very angry. Not this day. That morning, she gave a little smile to the camera and said, "In keeping with Channel 40's policy of bringing you the latest in blood and guts and in living color, you're going to see another first. An attempted suicide." Chubbuck reached into her bag, past the puppets, and pulled out a .38 caliber Smith & Wesson revolver. She put the gun just behind her right ear and pulled the trigger. Amongst her broadcast notes left on her desk, Chubbuck had handwritten the story of her own suicide, the first to be captured on live TV. She correctly guessed the hospital she would be taken to and listed her condition as critical. The show was broadcast live to thousands of people, but the recording has never been released. After the station owner died, his wife found a copy amongst his possessions. The original is said to be held by a law firm at the request of the station. This one is a little bit legendary amongst lost media enthusiasts. I first heard of this one back in maybe 2007 or something, and it reminds me a lot of the Bud Dwyer footage. Now, this one is just really depressing, honestly. I mean, one, you gotta wonder why she wanted to kill herself. And you gotta wonder why she would want to do it on live TV. I mean, she was said to put a lot of effort into making her show the best it could be, but why would she want to traumatize people like that, you know? I don't know. And it's also a little bit eerie that she basically predicted what would happen. Number 1. Swell Season Concert Suicide. August 19th, 2010. The band The Swell Seasons were performing at the Mountain Winery in Saratoga, California. A 32-year-old audience member named Michael Edward Pickles left his seat and headed towards the building behind the stage. The band was between songs and some band members had left the stage. And suddenly, something fell from the winery building and landed on the stage, just 3 feet from the lead singer, Glenn Hansard. It took those in attendance a moment to realize that Pickles had jumped from over 20 feet above the stage. Many thought a light fixture had fallen from the rigging. The concert stopped and the audience was directed to leave the arena. Paramedics and a doctor in attendance spent an hour trying to revive Pickles, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. Pickles had been arrested on January 1st for assault with a firearm, domestic violence, and false imprisonment after threatening to kill himself and his girlfriend. He was out on a $150,000 bond at the time of his suicide. Video footage of the concert before and after Pickles jumped has been posted to YouTube. One YouTuber has stated that footage of the suicide does exist, but will not be released out of respect to Pickles and his family. I can agree with that. And I mean, who really wants to see some guy jumping and killing himself? I mean, it just Doesn't seem like something anybody would really want to watch, you know? So I can agree with them not releasing that. But can you imagine how traumatizing that would be for both the band and the audience? And I mean, what if this guy had killed himself and hit the guy, the lead singer? Like, what if he had hit the band or the lead singer or, hell, someone from the audience? I mean, it seems... I don't know. What do you guys think? But that does it for this episode of Freaky Fives. Be sure to tune in next time. And I'd like to thank my Patreon supporters. Thank you, Benjamin Kroon, Patrick Kelly, William Logston, Christian Nolan, Lecter, City of Dis, Cherry Fairstein, Matthew Lowe, Bonzi Buddy, Jules Latona, Corpseworks, Matthew Jackson, Taylor Fivey, Corey Yoder, Nathan G. Griner, Nico E., The Fat Man, Kyle McLaughlin, Kawaii Girl Gamer 117, Wicked Star, Jonathan Shane Hill, Shanna Gilbert, Dustin Askew, Titanic Wang, Christina Duncan, Deborah Alexander, April Rose, Gage Garza, David Harner, Myelin, Dragonfly, Coro Rudent, Shion, The Plague, and James Jewell, Celeste Schmidt, Caleb Doinkies, Mr. Black's Audio Animation, Gothic 1, The Albadoo, Alexander Rodriguez, Jennifer, Minister Elena C. Henderson, Amber K. Whitaker, Austin Autismo, Ludatic, Heather Snodgrass, Matthew Bergman, Daniel Smakala, Sandra Credu, and Dustin May. And I really appreciate you guys because, I mean, if I lose monetization, then Patreon is the lifeline in terms of me being able to make any sort of income on this. And I greatly appreciate it, so thank you guys, and hopefully I'll have more videos that you enjoy coming up soon.